I don't know what there is to say about the Philadelphia Union today. The Union are a team that I have a very interesting relationship with. There was a time that I was a season ticket holder. There was a time that I was credentialed media. I like the Philadelphia Union. I find them to be one of the more maddening teams in Major League Soccer, largely because their owner, Jay Sugarman, mostly refuses to spend money in a competitive way. And they've had a front office executive. Their sporting director, Ernst Tanner, has been probably the best executive in Major League Soccer for a few years now, able to build a Shield-winning team twice now. They have won the Shield, Supporter Shield, most points in the league in a regular season. He's been able to build a team like that despite the financial constraints. And yet the Union find themselves out in the conference semifinals. They lost on Sunday 1-0. Andre Blake got hurt in the game. He gave up the goal, but eventually, I think it was around the 56th minute or so. Blake is standing around midfield. Everything's kind of getting thrown forward because it's a single elimination game, which I want to talk about in a second. And Blake sprints all the way back down his half of the field. He dives out. If you haven't seen the play, just go look up Andre Blake, and I guarantee you'll find it everywhere. He makes this ridiculous diving, slapping motion, almost runs into the the left goal post, and keeps the ball out of the net and keeps the Union in the game, but he hurts his hamstring in the process, and the Union end up going on to lose the game. Westfield has two moments in this game where there's a beautiful cross to him, and he just has to put a good touch on the ball, and the ball goes in the back of the net. One, it almost looked like he tried to meg Matt Freese, the U.S. men's national team's #1 netminder. That one goes askew. There's another one later on. Again, it's another beautiful cross in the box. All he has to do is put a gentle love tap, and it probably goes in just under the crossbar, and the Union tie the game, force extra time, and instead he skies it into the Sons of Ben. Totally inexcusable plays. And here's where the real negative is, right? Because Kevin Kincaid put together the list of disappointing postseason performances for the Philadelphia Union over the course of their history, and this is where it's at right now. Let me zoom in on this real quick. 2014 U.S. Open Cup Final, 3-1 extra time loss at home. Was that the Vincent Nogueira one where the ball hits the crossbar? I don't remember. 2015 U.S. Open Cup Final, 1-1 draw, lost 7-6 on penalty kicks at home. 2018 U.S. Open Cup Final, 3-0 loss on the road. 2021 Champions League Semifinal, 4-0 loss on aggregate. We can also add to that the MLS Cup loss where Mbaizo lost Gareth Bale on the far post. It goes to extra time. Union drop MLS Cup. This one feels different, though. This one feels even worse. And the reason that it feels worse is because usually you would want to come back and say, oh, it'll be fine. Ernst Tanner will get this thing figured out. Except, as we covered on last week's show, Ernst Tanner is now under investigation again by Major League Soccer for accusations of racism, misogyny, and homophobia. And although he was cleared by the league, or they said that they couldn't corroborate any of the accusations, once The Guardian published another story about it, MLS reopened the case. And it feels like there's going to be a higher chance than not that if for no reason other than PR, Ernst Tanner might be gone from the Philadelphia Union. And for a guy who somehow has been able to build a contender year in and year out with legitimate financial constraints, the idea that he might not be around to lead that charge and that roster construction is a terrible thought. It genuinely is. And I don't want to say that it's all over, and I don't want to say that it's donezo for the Philadelphia Union, but boy, it feels like a really tough spot to be in. Because if they have to change sporting directors, I'm not loving it. Also, Ty Baribo gets subbed out when the Union need a goal, and there have been rumors about him maybe going to one of the New York teams next season. That would also not be ideal. We'll see what happens. Just feels like a total kick to the gut, punch to the gut, kick to the gonads. It's not ideal for the Philadelphia Union.